Luton nil, Cardiff 1. In today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the 1-0 home defeat. I don't really know how to start off this match reaction because before recording, I've read a few social media posts and I feel like I've watched a completely different game to a lot of Luton fans. So I don't know what the reaction to this video is going to be down in the video comments, but let me know your thoughts down below. How I personally view it is we've only got ourselves to blame. From a Luton perspective, we've got ourselves to blame. How many chances do we need to score a goal? We created enough chances to score. We created enough chances to win the game, yet we didn't take them. In both halves, not just in the first half, also in the second half. And then when we couldn't clear our lines and when the same player on the pitch kept losing the ball throughout the whole hour he was on the pitch for, he gives it away and Cardiff take that opportunity. They take that chance and they're clinical when they needed to be clinical. Their goalkeeper, for me, was the best player on the pitch. He kept them in the game. He won them the game, in my opinion. The amount of great saves he made throughout the whole 90 minutes. Fair play to him and fair play to Cardiff. I'll put my hands up and say I was completely wrong. I had them finishing outside of those playoff positions because I didn't really feel confident in their new manager and also with the way they are currently run. As a football club, you look at the signings, the lack of signings they've made so far. It's not exactly looking like a team that could hit those playoff positions. But after witnessing their start to the season and witnessing them live today, they're going to be in the playoffs for me. And I was completely wrong about their new manager. The style of football he's playing is very attractive. There of course, was a few moments in the game where they can definitely work on. And we did target physically Cardiff. They don't like that physical battle, especially against Port Vale and against us today. They did lose quite a bit of those physical battles across the pitch. I think Saville had a fantastic game in that midfield. I think he ended up coming off the pitch because he was on a yellow card. But Cardiff, they're strong. They're going to have a much better season than Plymouth, in my opinion. And they might even have a better season than us. Because if we can't sort ourselves out, especially in front of goal, then we're going to keep having these same conversations in every single match reaction I do, in every single game we play. Because I don't understand how many chances we need. I think Nordas had 2, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second. Makosso from set pieces had 3. Yates had, I think 1 in the second half. Naki Wells, he had 3 in the first half. Saville also had 1 in the first half. There were so many chances. McGuinness in the second. And yet we couldn't score. We could not score. In terms of the starting 11, I was worried with Nigel Longvike playing as the wing-back. I knew Ali was probably going to be a wing-back or play further forward. But he was left wing back and I thought had a fantastic game against Capaccio, the right back for Cardiff. On multiple occasions, he beat him down on that left-hand side. And this is proof that when you play Ali as a left wing back, it can work as long as he has the protection in behind because he isn't a defender. We have to remember that. He's more of an attacking player playing in a more, I guess, balanced system in defending and attack. But he had a fantastic afternoon down on that left-hand side, Ali. Caused Capaccio all sorts of problems. In fact, they had plenty of battles throughout the whole game. I thought Nigel Longvike had a poor game. I also thought Chris Makosso had a poor game. I thought he was very sloppy. Willock down on that left-hand side for Cardiff. He had a lot of joy. And Cardiff fans, from what I know of, have a little joke about Willock because he isn't their best player. He definitely hasn't performed as well as he did today, but we made him have a really good performance. We made him look like he was better than what he actually was. He took his goal extremely well, really good movement. He basically put McGuinness to the floor with that little, faint shot, and it was a good finish. The starting 11 for me wasn't the problem. The formation isn't the problem, and every time I read social media, the first thing that I see is the formation was the issue today. How can, on a tactical basis, can the formation be a problem when we created more chances than the opponent? And their goalkeeper was the busier one out of the two. Keeley, of course, had a couple of saves to make from the free kick, the the Robinson long shot in the first half, and he managed to get back in time, and also their goal. I think they had 3 shots on target, and those were the 3 shots on target. But yet they were more clinical when it mattered the most, and that's what separates both teams. I thought the way Cardiff, they got their luxuries, especially getting in our half and being able to break us down and getting in behind, was self-inflicted. A lot of the mistakes we made were self-inflicted. Not moving the ball quickly, so then Cardiff ended up pressing us, and then giving away the ball cheaply. The fact that Walsh lasted more than 45 minutes, definitely, that's a question mark which we need to find out from Matt Bloomfield. Why did they not make the decision at half-time to take him off? He had an absolutely shocking game, and he's at fault for the goal. Don't know what he's trying to do. Well, I've watched it back, and he's obviously trying to give the ball to Clark, but his passing ability all game has been poor. And he's meant to be one of the best passers at the football club. And he had an absolutely shocking game. Really not good enough from some players on the pitch today. But at the same time, I'm looking at the people around me where I sit in the stadium thinking, how are we not taking these chances? How many more chances do we need? In terms of what we saw today, it was the best attacking performance, but we got nothing to show for it. It's a real shame because when we went in at half-time, I thought, you know what? 0-0, fair result, it should be a draw. Both teams have had good chances. Both teams have dominated the ball in certain moments. We've both broke each other down. In fact, the game itself was entertaining. End-to-end stuff, both teams wanting to win. That's what it was. It was a very entertaining game with both teams wanting to win. But the moment Cardiff's got their goal, our heads dropped. And that was the moment I knew we lost the game. Because we just couldn't recover. We lost that confidence. And right now we are a team that's basically playing on confidence. We did start the game slow, but we grew into it. We then got the chances. Again, I just can't believe we've missed. Naki Wells, his first chance, I think Clark played him through. All we needed to do was get that on target and we would be celebrating. Nordas, he had a fantastic header chance in the first half. I thought Nordas, or I need to say Nordos, he's not Nordas anymore, is he? But Nordos, I thought he had a fantastic, not fantastic, I think that's overdoing it. I thought he had a good impact today. I thought he impressed. He definitely got others involved. And yeah, he got players linking the play up. He had a few attempts himself. He caused problems. His pressing was good. He worked really hard for the team for 90 minutes. And I thought the likes of Naki Welsh Clark, they benefited from him being the focal point in the team. Yes, okay, at times he can look like he's Bambi on ice, for example. But he does a lot of good stuff. And I feel like people are being really harshly critical of him. I thought he'd done well today. I like the fact that Clark, he came in deeper to receive the ball. Yes, look, we lost the game and I'm acting like we should have got something. And I do believe we should have got something. I think a draw would have been at least the fair result in this. But we only got ourselves to blame. And I'm going to keep saying that. We've only got ourselves to blame. I don't see the formation changing, and even if we do change the formation, I don't see it having any real benefit because you still got the same players, not up to match sharpness, you still got players not available in the right positions, so I still think you get the same problem. I don't think we lost the game today due to a formation, due to the system. In fact, we lost the game today because we didn't know how to take our chances. It comes down to that. Also, it does come down to Matt Bloomfield and the in-game subs. I didn't understand why Walsh lasted as long as he did. I think Baptiste should have came on after 45 minutes. I also felt Nelson probably should have came on a lot sooner. I don't know why Nordos came off in the 90th minute. I don't know if he asked to come off or if he was tired, but that sub didn't really make sense for Bramall. When you're 1-0 down with 5 minutes to go, you kind of need your strikers to stay on the pitch. Yates, I didn't think he had too much of an impact when he came on. He had an attempt in the second half, but that was it. It's the same old with Luton, isn't it? We had this towards the back end of last season in the Championship where we were unable to take our chances in certain games, and that's what cost us relegation last year, not scoring enough goals, and it's happened again today. We're not taking our chances, and I just don't think we're going to achieve what we're going to what we've planned out to achieve this year, I don't think we're going to get top 2. We need massive amount of improvement, especially in front of goal. Playoffs is still a possibility, of course. It's far too early to say it's not a possibility. But I don't think we are champions material. We're miles off it. We're miles off promotion as well. We have got to improve. And that's how I'm going to pretty much end this video. We've got to improve in certain areas of the pitch. But I didn't think we were that bad as what people have made out on social media. Maybe I've lost it. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. But I personally feel like we deserved something from the game. Cardiff were brilliant. They were good in moments, but we hurt them. We created chances. We just wasn't clinical. And their keeper, for me, kept them in the game. And yeah, Cardiff could have scored towards the very end. They could have got that second goal. They don't know what Naismith is doing. Carl Will misses that one-on-one chance. So yeah, it could have been 2-0. But at the same time, the scoreline, it could have been 2-2 if teams knew how to take their chances. That's kind of how I view it. Let me know what you think. I reckon people are going to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I honestly don't think we were that bad. We just weren't clicking in front of goal, and it's been like that for a very long time, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know what you think. Just smash that like button, and yeah, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream at 11 a.m. and also with 5 things which we learned from the game as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.